Cash sells 62 shares of stock he owns for a total of $433. If the stock is in two different companies, one selling at $6.50 a share and the other at $7.25 a share, how many of each did he sell? In this case, we're dealing with two different stocks, so two unknowns, which means we have a system of equations, and we also have a total number of shares purchased, the total cost of those shares, and then price per share. So we can go ahead and create one of our boxes, our box setups. Again, we have two things we're solving for, so we're going to have two boxes on the left and one box on the right. Now, our decimal values, or our cost per share, are what's going inside the box. So I have $6.50 for one share, and I have $7.25 for another share. I also have that I have spent a total, or cash has spent a total of $433. So that goes inside the third box. Now we have how many of the $6.50 shares did I purchase? So I'm going to label that as X. And then I have how many of the $7.25 shares did I purchase? Now the total number of shares purchased was 62. So that goes above the box. And again, this is going to allow us to find two equations that we can use to solve. So my first equation is the equation along the top of the box, which are boxes, which is X plus Y equals 62. We also have this equation where we have our 650 times X plus our 725 times Y, and that equals a total of 433. And again, that comes from the inside of the third box. Okay, so I'm going to use my general equation to isolate a variable. I'm going to go ahead and subtract Y from both sides. So I get X equals 62 minus Y. Now I have $6.50 times 62 minus Y plus, and again that's because I took this and plugged it in for my X. Now I have $7.25 Y. That's this portion of the equation, and again that equals 433. Now a reminder, I included parentheses around the value or the expression that I substituted in for X. And that's really important because I have to remember to distribute to both things inside the parentheses. 650 times 62 is 403. Then I have minus 6.50y, because again I have to multiply to both of those, plus 725y, and that equals 433. Now I need to combine my like terms here, which are y's. I get 0.75, so 403 plus 0.75y. That's what I get when I combine negative 6.50y plus 7.25y, and that equals 433. Now I subtract 403 from both sides. So the left-hand side goes away, and I have 0.75y equals, let's see, I get 30 when I subtract that. And now I divide both sides by 0.75. So y equals 40. And again, we need to also include our units, which we need to remember on all application problems. And again, we solved for shares of, and it was the $7.25 stock, and I can look back up here to remind myself what Y stands for. So of $7.25 stock. Now I need to plug this value into my general equation. So I get x plus 40 equals 62. Now I subtract 40 on both sides, and I get x equals 22. And again, that is shares of, I'm going to look back here to remind myself what quantity that was, and it was the $6.50 stock. And I'll just include the word stock here in both of these. And those are your final answers. Padram and Chandra are selling tickets to a fundraiser. Padram sells tickets for $30 and Chandra sells tickets for $40. They sell a total of 200 tickets and generate a total revenue of $6,650. How many tickets did Padram sell? How many tickets did Chandra sell? Okay, so in this problem, we have two things that we're solving for. So we have two variables, which means we have a system of equations. We also have price per tickets for the ones that Padram sold, and price per ticket for the ones that Chandra sold. We also have the total number of tickets sold and the total amount made from the tickets. So this is another box equation. So I have the first box, and again, I'm going to have two boxes on the left-hand side because I have two variables that I'm solving for. And then I have the one box on the right-hand side. Okay, so inside the box, I'm going to put the dollar amounts for the values of the tickets. So I have $30 tickets, and I have $40 tickets. I also have the total amount or value of the tickets sold, and that's $6,650. So notice all dollar amounts have gone inside the box, or the boxes. Now I have the total number of tickets that Padram sold, so I'm going to use that as P. Those are the $30 tickets. And I'm going to use C for the $40 tickets. And the total number of tickets given right here are 200. And notice I once again have two equations. I have the one that runs along the top, which I call my general equation. So I have P plus C equals 200. And then I have the one where I multiply, and I get 30P plus 40C equals $6,650. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do substitution here. So I'm going to isolate the P variable. So I'm going to subtract C there, and I get P equals 200 minus C. And now I need to substitute that in the value equation. So I get 30, and do not forget your parentheses, otherwise it will throw your answer off if you forget to distribute, plus 40C equals 6,650. Now a quick reminder, if at this step you have different variables, then you've made a mistake on how you substituted. Notice here I have only the C variable, so that's an indication I've done something right. Now I need to distribute that, and I get 6,000 minus 30C plus 40C equals 6,650. Now I combine my like terms, which are my variables of C. So I have 6,000 plus 10C. Again, I just add or subtract my coefficients, and then the C comes along with it, because this is basically saying I have a pile of 40 C's, and I'm taking away 30 C's. So how many do I have left in my pile? Well, I have 10 C's left, and that equals 6,650. I subtract 6,000, subtract 6,000, and I have 10C equals, that goes away, and I'm left with 650. Now I divide by 10 to get that C by itself, then I get that C equals 65. Now again, C goes with the $40 tickets, so Chandra sold 65 $40 tickets. And to figure out how many Padron sold, we need to plug 65 back into this equation for C. So I get P plus 65 equals 200. I subtract 65 from both sides. So I get that P is 135. And again, that goes with the $30 ticket. So this is how many tickets Padron sold. And he sold 135 $30 tickets. So this, one of your answers, and this is the second answer. So remember on these, you're going to have however many variables you have. In this case, we have 2, because we have 2 types of tickets being sold. And we need to figure out the number of each. We're going to have 2 unique answers. So you have Chandra sold 65 $40 tickets, and you have that Padron sold 135 $30 tickets.